Hello, my friends. Welcome to an absolutely unbelievable episode of the Party Nerds Podcast, coming to you live from a triple secret location high in the Hollywoodland Hills. I'm Richard Gabai, joined by my partner in crime, Robert Carradine, and a super spectacular special guest, the amazing Eric Roberts. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, guys.
And selfishly, I want to start out, and I make the speech, because I hope will remember this. You met Miriam, my daughter, who's 22. My other daughter, Juliet, who's next door with my grandbaby, is 24. 24 years ago, we were on a movie. And you were the star of the film, and I had 3 days on, and then I had 3 days off, and then I had 3 more days. And my wife, Jessica, was going to give birth at any minute. And, you know, it was the old days when SAG jobs were automatically like $700 a day. I was pretty broke, pretty newly married. I could not take the job. I'm at work every day, kind of checking my phone, like is my wife going into labor or whatever. I do the first 3 days, and you were well aware. I was talking to you because one of my scenes were with you, and we were soldiers. It was some kind of raptor dinosaur movie. Anyway, and we're talking, and you're like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And then the third day, I was off that night. That night, my wife went into labor. And I got to spend the 3 days home with my wife and my brand new baby. And then I came back to set, and you greeted me with that warm smile and hug that you always did. And I said, I'm a dad, I got a new baby. And I was excited. And then at lunch, the great Eric Roberts stood up on the table, and there was 100 people there in the crew. He said, everybody, a big round of applause and hip hip hooray for Richard, he just became a dad. And I was crying then, and I'm emotional now. It's such an honor to have you be here, and that baby is now 24 and made me a grandfather.
I'm so proud to hear that story.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
and
like
it's
that
the
one.
truth. I mean, and for me, thankfully since then I've had a moderately successful career as a director, and I've continued to, pick up acting jobs here and there. But here, this huge star was not only helping me give a great performance, but inspiring me. And then when I came back to set and you did that, you stopped everything, and everyone applauded and cheered, and I just felt like $10 million.
Well, I'm so proud to hear that story. I was having a good day.
Yeah, good days are good. Now, it's not an identical story because nobody was born, okay? But we did a film together called Rude Awakening, and you went to go to the dailies, and I told you I don't go to dailies. And you said, no, come on, go to dailies. You might pick something up. Well, because of you, I go to dailies now, and I'm able to tweak what I'm doing, and that's all because of you, and I want to thank you.
That's what they're for.
Yes, all right, we're going to make him talk in a minute, but I just want to say one more thing, just in case. One of the reasons I wanted to become an actor was your performance in Star 80. Wow. The story was unbelievable, and I had seen you in something else. I don't remember what the movie is you did before that. I don't remember Pope of Greenwich Village or whatever. I don't know what came first. I didn't look it all up. But I saw you in something, and you were one character, and I saw you in that film, and I was walking around like I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, hey, Heffy baby, like, can I do it? Can I do that? Can I be that guy? Amazing. What an amazing, amazing, amazing career. And you're so generous. You join all kinds of people's movies, and you're always freaking great and everything.
I love that compliment, and thank you. But in all humbleness aside, just honesty, I owe that performance to one man, this guy who wrote that screenplay and directed that movie, Bob Fosse. I was his puppet. He told me everything I did in that movie was from him. And I owe that very difficult, peculiar performance to him.
Because you absolutely killed it. Now, speaking of killing it, when I saw Pope of Greenwich Village, when the lights came up, I was in tears.
Oh.
I was in tears because there's another guy who's going to leave me in the dust. Oh. That's how good you were in that film. Yeah, man.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm here today because of my affection for this guy. I've done a bunch of stuff, and I get a text on my phone. I don't do business on my phone, so and it's Bobby. Hey, Bobby! I love this guy, and he and I have known each other hit and miss for 40 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 40 years.
And look, we both got the same color hair. I love that.
Both got the same hair. And I'm 46, he's 44.
So I was going to say,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
We're tall.
I can get away with 39 then.
Yeah,
can.
absolutely.
Your hair, look at your hair.
Yeah, man.
You know, my mom is 84, God bless her, and she still has dark hair.
Good for her.
Yeah, so
That's good for you.
That's good for me. I have had at least a 25% jump up the forehead. My forehead is growing, and you haven't lost a single one, so you got that going on. Yeah. You too.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah, we
you
got
should
lucky
be
in
really
there.
happy to have those because that's a solar stacks generator.
How did you jump into this business?
I did my first play at 4 years old. I did my first television series at 7, and it's all I've ever done. I grew up in repertory theater, did 8 to 12 plays every year of my life since I was 4, and because my father had young people's acting school called the Actors and the Writers Workshop, funded in part by the Martin Luther King Foundation, and he patterned his school after Joe Papp's public theater. We had a showmobile, and we had theater in the park on weekends, and we toured the underprivileged areas all week, blah, blah, blah. That's how I grew up. So I would do 8 to 12 plays a year. I was an actor through and through. That's all I did. That's all I knew. That's all I wanted to do. It's all I loved. I had a great time doing it. Like, kids love baseball. I love being an actor. It was so cool. And
Here you are.
here I am.
You know, everyone has, I don't want to say anything about a reputation, but we both worked, Runaway Train was with Malcolm Golan, who actually gave me my first break
Yeah, John
on a
Boyd.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Oh,
Actually, some of our guys, Sam just worked with John Voight on a movie. He's another one that just makes great films. And
John Boyd, I got to tell you, we don't know each other, and I only realized that years after we worked together. I realized, I don't know this guy, because he and I just lived as those characters on location, in the snow, on the train, being uncomfortable all day long, being cold all day long. It was not a fun movie to make, and we just stayed in character all the time. We never broke character, and I only realized that after we got through shooting. I don't know the guy because I never met the guy, and so I give him credit as being one of the best actors I've ever known. And that guy can act his ass off, and I will always love that experience like I love my wife, all day, every day. I love working with that guy.
yeah, that's great. You know, when I worked with him on Coming Home,
Wow, is he great in that?
I was so nervous to be working in front of him and Jane and Hal Ashby that we started in the afternoon, and I was so nervous that I think Hal Ashby felt my nervousness, and he said, "John, what do you think was happening right before this moment in time?" John says, "Well, I think I was smoking a joint." And like that, the prop man handed him a joint, him and Hal smoked a joint, and that was it for the end of the day. So I knew I had one night to get over my stage fright, which John helped me do.
What a great story, man. Smoked a joint. Wow, right in front of you, huh?
Yeah, on the set,
That's so cool. So brave, especially that time. That was, what year was that?
77.
Yeah, dig that.
It came out in 78, but we shot it in 77.
That's a good-ass movie, man. Well, that's one of my 2 favorite directors,
Hal Ashby.
Hal Ashby and Bob Fosse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you work with Hal Ashby on?
No, I never got to work with him. No, but I sure loved him. Harold and Maude is probably one of my favorite films as far as editing and music in a movie goes. And those 2 performances are perfect. Oh my God, they're perfect.
Yeah,
Aren't
they're
they?
perfect.
They are.
I need to watch that again. Let me add it to the list.
God.
This is a running thing with Bobby. When we're talking and speaking with people, either a movie he hasn't seen or hasn't seen in a while, let me put it on the list.
Good for him.
Let me know
That's
when you're ready, Bobby.
that's how to do shit like that.
And I haven't heard, I've heard of actors giving credit to directors, but the credit you gave to Bob Fosse, I've just never heard that. I was a puppet. I did exactly what he said.
That's right. Well, I mean, I give myself this much credit. I had the ability to give him whatever he wanted, and he asked for a lot.
Well, I'll tell you what, your performance in that is absolutely chilling.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, my God.
It was hard. It was hard. That
What
part
a
was
bad
hard.
guy that guy was.
That part was hard because those kind of guys don't know they're bad guys. That's the hard part. You have to play a guy who is not bad to himself. He's not a bad guy.
No.
Only it's not cliche and that I didn't do it. No, he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. in his own mind.
Yeah, the situation bowled him over.
That's right.
Little by little, piece by piece.
It's somebody else's fault.
Yes, it was.
That's right.
Speaking of somebody else, how was it working with Mariel?
Well, Mariel never got the credit due to her for that performance because she was perfect.
She was.
Because that actress, Dorothy, was not a great actor, but was a great presence and was a great beauty. So was Mariel in that movie perfectly.
Yes.
But people don't give her the credit, and they give me the credit for that movie because that guy was so dramatic and so dislikable.
Right.
So much fun to watch be an asshole.
Yeah.
So I get all the credit. She was phenomenal in that movie. All of you who've ever seen the movie, watch it again with that in mind. It'll blow your mind how good she is. Truly.
Well, you know, there's this movie called They All Laughed that Bogdanovich
Yeah.
did with Dorothy Stratton.
Yeah.
And you get a feeling of who Dorothy Stratton was because, you know, it's a motion picture and she's there in 3D.
And he was in love with her.
Yeah, he was in love with her. And Mariel captured that essence, I thought, really well.
That's a good catch. That's good, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did catch that essence. You're
Yeah.
right.
We're trying to find the name of a show, a guest spot that you haven't done. You have been on every single great TV show that's ever been made.
Well, it's because they called me then. Because I only say no if it's crap. And sometimes when it's real crap, I call them and ask to be in it. Like what's the one with the big long kind of caterpillar that there are three of them?
Human Centipede.
Yeah, I did Human Centipede 3 because I saw Human Centipede 2 and thought it's the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life in cinema. If they ever make another one, I hope I'm in it. I got to be related to that. I have to be somehow related to that movie because it's so. Oh my God! You watch that movie, you can't believe what you're looking at. But it's bad. It is so bad. It's amateur hour city personified. But I called them when I heard they're making part 3 and said, "May I be in it?" And they said, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "Whatever you'll have me in it, just have me in a scene with the Beast." And they said, "Okay." And I played a senator who was, "Oh my God, here it comes," that kind of. And so that's a movie I asked to be in, and they said yes. And so when you get old and recognizable, you'll call people, "Let me be in your movie," and they do sometimes. It's nice.
Well, you know that Batman movie you did?
Dark Knight, the
Dark
best
Knight.
Batman movie there is.
It is
Yeah,
the best
and your
Batman
work
movie.
in that film is superb.
Oh, Bobby, thank you, dude.
No, man,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Bobby, thank you.
Absolutely. I was
Thanks,
so
dude.
happy to see you in that.
Well, I got my favorite note I've ever gotten from a director in that movie. We're doing this big party scene, and Chris Nolan's it's in a bar restaurant scene. Chris Nolan is way away from us. It's in this airplane hangar that's all Gotham City, and he's way away from us. And I'm doing this line, I do the line, and suddenly you hear over the megaphone, "Cut!" Dead silence. "Eric Roberts, don't be funny." and especially me, I'm not known to be funny, so it was a real compliment. And that's my favorite note I ever got.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It's a magic moment for me. Because I was so scared. Eric Roberts, oh my God, don't be funny.
It's like hearing your name over the speaker in school.
Exactly the same thing.
Well, what was that like with Heath?
Well, Heath, see, here's where everybody's got it wrong about Heath. Heath was likable, he was approachable, he was fun to hang around, he was fun to work with, he had a sense of humor. In fact, the scene with all us bad guys were all together around a table when Heath puts pencil with the hand.
Yeah.
That scene, he's got a 3-page monologue. He talks for 3 pages.
Yeah.
A couple lines here and there. I've got a couple lines towards the end, blah, blah, blah. But it's all him. Anyway, we all arrived that morning, and we're in our street clothes, and we're having a walkthrough of it. And Heath has all the dialogue, and he starts, and he's through his first paragraph of about 5 paragraphs, and he stops, and he turns around, and he looks at us, he goes, "How am I doing?" And I said, "You're doing great, man." And he said, "Yeah, I'll get there." And then he was just likable, approachable, sweet, funny. Not at all what I'd heard. I had heard you couldn't approach him. He was so into the part. Oh my God, he's a method actor. Look out, No, not at all. He was a guy at work who was doing great work.
Yeah, well, that's a method actor nightmare is to be the Joker all the time.
Yeah.
Oh
Wouldn't
man,
you know
he
it?
could have been a real pain in the
Wouldn't you
butt.
know it? No, he was so approachable and so likable, and so
Yeah, what a shame.
he's like us.
Just like us.
He's like us, dude.
Yeah.
You guys could play brothers.
We almost could.
We've almost done that a couple times, haven't we?
We have almost.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll play your cousin.
I'm game.
Yeah, and I really admire that, you know, one day I see you in a giant studio film, and then a friend of mine is making an independent film, and you'll give them a shot. I mean, you're in the, were you, I couldn't even find it because there's just too many credits here. Were you in one of the Iron Mans also?
No.
No.
But let me tell you a story. So my wife comes to me one morning and she goes, I know you just came out of a night shoot. I just gotten home from work.
Right.
I just came out of a night shoot, but I booked you. You have to leave tonight to go blah, 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 blah. And it's not for very much money. And in fact, Eric, it's a student film and I like the kid a lot and I love the script. So, I do that too. Just because, why not? And also, if I were that student making that movie, that kid, he was 19, and Eric Roberts showed up and he was committed to the project and he did good work for me, wow, man. And also, I saw a guy how he does it, so now I know what to expect now from all the other guys.
Is there a character that just sticks with you that you just think, that's the movie I'm glad I did? Other than Star 80 or...
Well, there's about half a dozen of them, maybe 8 or 10. There's King of the Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train, It's My Party, Love's a Gun, Purgatory, The Butcher, probably 3 or 4 more that are my children that I created. All the others are, not all the others, but most of the others are like really good dates. They're
Right.
dates I remember. They're like girls I thought were cute.
Right.
But I didn't want to marry them. Maybe didn't want to even sleep with them. Who knows? But maybe, so they're like dates. My commitment, my involvement with them. But
Limited engagement.
limited engagement, right? But I also I met the coolest people there are on our planet. I mean, I not because I'm here, but Bobby is an extraordinary guy.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I've known Bobby since he was a kid, and I was a little older than a kid, but I was also I was a bit of a kid when we met. I guess I was a grown up. I was just immature. But Bobby is extraordinarily talented and extraordinarily kind, and you don't find that combination a lot, and Bobby has that about him.
Bobby, as I was telling you, we become, we all travel a lot, and Bobby is actually a little insulted if I don't ask him to pick me up at the airport.
No, it's the truth, man. I'm one of those weirdos. We have two of us, me and Benji, love to make airport runs.
You know what I think it is? It's the
No, but it comes from love. I mean,
no, but I think it's the baby brother syndrome. I think it's whatever they needed, he would do, and he has that about life. He's that way about life. So it's a baby brother syndrome. It's like, yeah, they need me. Okay, here I am. He's that guy.
He does do that. You do say, you need me to pick something up?
He's that guy. That's
you
true.
need me to do that? I'm like, no, Bobby, you're good. We're good.
Do you see that camera angle on that camera right now? That's the best camera angle on the planet. Yeah, it really is. I love you for that.
I got you.
I got
Especially
you,
up
man.
close. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 150,000%. So, as a veteran of a couple of movies, and a huge, forget about just a huge fan base, a huge group of people that would love to have 2% of your career, with everything that you've learned, what's kind of your takeaway? What do you think, other than God-given talent? You're here right now, you're here because of Bobby, but you're probably going to do a movie tonight or tomorrow because you're going out of town.
Well, I'm leaving town the crack of dawn. Yeah.
Right.
Heading for Zurich. Well, what I've learned probably the most is, especially when I got famous, I really understood this, and it was kind of sobering. It's not about you. It's not what the movie system, making a movie, system of making a movie is you have a director. He's your dictator. It is his vision. It is his guidance. It's his taste. It's his point of view. Then you have everybody else. So it's a dictatorship. And that's how it works best if he's talented, if he's gifted. It's going to be a miracle. And if he's not, it's not. But a lot of them are. Like Hal Ashby, like Bob Fosse. Oh my God. They were miracle makers. Those guys, oh my God. And they both had drug problems. Ashby's was coke and Fosse's was speed. And they both died early because of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But man, those guys, what they did, if you dwell on it, as an artist, you'll cry. Oh, they were brilliant. And once you work with geniuses like that, you know two things. That you're not one, and that they are hard to find.
Yeah.
I've only known two.
Yeah.
You're not one, by the way, but I love you.
It's all right, man. I'll take it. You know, you want to hear a great story about Hal Ashby.
Yes.
Yes.
We're on the set of Coming Home.
Oh my God.
The director,
Hal Ashby.
yeah, Jerry Hellman, the producer, gets a phone call from the studio. Listen, Jerry, it's us over at UA. We're seeing some footage that's not in the script, and we think we'd like to come by the set tomorrow. And Jerry says, oh, okay. Well, just know that if you come by the set, Hal won't be here. And they're like, what? He said, you can come by the set, but Hal won't be here. They didn't come by the set. That's the kind of producer you want to protect a genius director.
Well, you kind of need it because those guys aren't normal, and those guys they don't work in a linear pattern. And if you're going to follow them, you have to. You're like going to lose sleep. It's part of the package.
You got to protect them, man.
It's part of the package. Like Bob Fosse, we shot all the stuff in Vancouver, and they were in LA. We've shot for like 3 or 4 weeks already. They were in LA. I've been in Paul Jabara, the songwriter, the composer. I'm in his house. I'm renting his house. Cool pad. I'm there, and I've just moved in. I've just been to a long day's work. I'm in there. Suddenly banging on my door. It's after dark. I go to my door. There's construction, going in the house. So I like pick up a hammer because I don't know who's at the door, and they're banging energetically. I go to the door, open the door. It's Bob Fosse. He's got his typewriter. What the F? What's going on, dude? Eric, I've been thinking. We need to work. You type, I type, you dance. And what that meant was he types while I improv for him. He like gives me stuff he wants me to do, and I do it, and he types. And so we did that for weeks.
Wow.
And I was never not tired. Every morning, going to work because of him. But he was my guide. Here's what we're doing, Eric, and that's how he treated me, and that's why it's so good.
That's just an incredible story. I mean, what a guy.
He was a cool cat, man.
Man.
And you're one hell of a dancer.
He was one hell of a dancer. Yeah.
But totally different in the TV world, right? When you have a director on an episodic TV show, there's the network. They're kind of more ringleaders than.
My wife has a great expression, because when you're in television, a director is not your boss. He's just one of the guys. He's just one of the spokes in the wheel. And my wife has an expression: the committee kills the commitment, and that you have to go through so many people to get an answer to do anything in television. It's very hard. And up until you are Roseanne, that kind of power, you don't have power. And once you have that power, then everybody dislikes you because you have all the power. So it's a catch-22, man.
Well, you've caught at least 44, and I know we got from the woman that you call your boss, your manager, and everything else. I know we're not allowed to take too much of your time, so I think we should just thank one of the greatest actors of our time, Eric Roberts.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And also one of the greatest people, because he's so kind to everyone that he works with. We all might have a bad day that you talked about. You said, I had a good day, but I will never forget that time we had on that film when my daughter was born. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes a spectacular episode of the pop culture podcast that we call Party Nerds. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you in the movies. Thanks again, Eric. You're the greatest.